Hi guys, hope you're having a lovely weekend. I thought of providing you with a video tutorial of revision questions. So let's start with question number 1. So question number 1, part A, is based on reducing balance method. You're given the rate, which is 35%, and you're also given the cost of equipment purchase, useful life, and the residual value. Okay, so let's start. Now, what's the carrying amount of equipment at the start of year 2016? Right, so the carrying amount is 700,000, which is the cost. 700,000. Now, how do you work out depreciation for the year ended 30th of June 2016? So what you do is we take 700 and we multiply this by 35%. There you go. So that is 245. Okay, so in the first year, accumulated depreciation is also 245,000. And what's the carrying amount at the end of the year? So what you do is you take the cost and you minus the accumulated depreciation. You minus accumulated depreciation, which gives you the carrying amount at the end of year 2016. So this becomes the opening balance for the year, for the year ended 30th of June 2017. That's what I have here. It's 455. And how do you work out the depreciation expense for that year? So what you do is you take this carrying amount, you multiply that by 35%. That's what you see here. So it's 455,000 multiplied by 35%, which is 159,250. So what's the accumulated depreciation for the year ended 30th of June 2017? So what you need to do is you need to take the sum of 159,250 and 245,000, which gives you 404,250, and that's the accumulated depreciation for the year ended 30th of June 2017. Okay, so what's the carrying amount at the end of the year? So what you do is you take this accumulated depreciation and you subtract it from the cost, which is 700,000. And that's what you get, 295,750. Okay, so we are into the final year. Now, do not use the rate for the final year. You do not use the rate for the final year, as this machinery is depreciated down to its residual of 200,000. It will only depreciate down to its residual of 200,000. That's what you have here. You write 200,000, and the carrying amount at the beginning of 2018 is 295,750. Okay, so how do you work out the depreciation expense for the final year? Okay, this is the depreciation expense. Let me show you how to work it out. What you do is you take this amount, 295,750, and you subtract 200,000, which is a carrying amount, 290. Let me do this, 295,750, and you minus 200,000. That's how you work out the depreciation expense for the year, which is 95,750. 95,750. That's what you have. So what's the accumulated depreciation for the year ended 30th of June 2018? What you need to do is you need to take this amount and add this back to 404,250. That's how we work out the accumulated depreciation, which gives you 500,000. There you go. That's how we do question 1 part A. Okay, let's move on to part B. Okay guys, part B is about disposal of non-current assets. You're given the cost 780,000 and this plant has a useful life of 80,000, which means if they were to sell this plant at the end of the useful life, they will be able to recoup $80,000. Okay, and the useful life is 10 years. This was sold after 5.5 years for $270,000. Okay, so first we are asked to calculate the accumulated depreciation. Now how we do this? Now when you get a question like this, always best to calculate the annual depreciation. Now how do you work out the annual depreciation? So what you do is you take the cost. Let me see if I can write it here. Yeah, I can write it here. Cost less residual divided by the useful life. Okay, so how do you work that out? What's the cost? Cost is 780 and the residual is 80. You divide this by 10 years. What do you get? So the annual depreciation expense is $70,000. That's the annual depreciation expense. Hope that makes sense. So what's the accumulated depreciation on 1st of January 2021? What's the accumulated depreciation? Accumulated depreciation on the 1st of January 2021, which is 70,000 times by 5.5, which gives you 385,000. That's the accumulated depreciation. So let me erase this one. 385, that's the accumulated depreciation. Oh, I got one on this one. Okay. There you go. So that's how we get 385. That's the accumulated depreciation on 1st of January 2021. Okay, so let's prepare journal entries to record the disposal of the equipment on 1st of January 2021. We record 2 disposal entries. First to record the sale of equipment, and next is to record the carrying amount of equipment sold. Okay, let's see if we can do this here. Let's see, okay. Right, now we can also work out the carrying amount of equipment sold. What's a carrying amount? Why is it giving this? Sorry, just give me a minute. What's a carrying amount of plant sold? We take the cost and we minus accumulated depreciation. That's on the 1st of Jan 2021. So the cost is $780. Cost is $780. Accumulated depreciation, which we just calculated, is $385. And you end up with $395,000. $395. This is to record the sale. It says this plant was sold for $270,000 plus GST. So proceeds from sale of equipment is $270,000. GST collections is $27,000, which is 10% of the proceeds. And the total cash receipts is $297,000. Next, we record the carrying amount of equipment sold. So what we have here, your debit carrying amount expense, debit accumulated depreciation, oh, I think I made a mistake here. No, hold on. Yeah, so this is $395. So this is a mistake. This should be $395. And this amount is $780. Sorry for that. That was a mistake. Because the cost is $780. Carrying amount is $395. There you go. So debit carrying amount expense $395,000. Debit accumulated depreciation $385,000, and credit equipment $780,000. Okay, calculate the gain or loss of the equipment. Right, now this plant was sold for $270,000. Let's see if they made a profit or a loss, or gain or a loss. So what we do is so gain or loss on sale equals to proceeds minus the carrying amount. So what do you have here? It's $270 minus the carrying amount is $395, which means they made a loss of $125,000 loss. Okay. Again, this should be $395, and the loss is not 45 but 125. Carrying amount is $780. $395, and proceeds from sale is $270. All right, so guys, I'll do part C in the next video. Yeah, see you soon.